It is the one that we've all been waiting for. It is the Old Firm Derby. Now, if we want to call it the Glasgow Derby because of Pacific Shelf in 1994, we can call it that. But anyway, let's dive into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's go straight into team news. We've hyped this up for long enough. The transfer window closed last night. Players are in, players are out. And for Rangers, it's just turned into a bit of a mess because the two players that they've brought in, one is not fit enough and one is not registered due to the paperwork. Again, this is why you get your transfers done early, folks, so your players can be ready. I mean, at least with Bajrami, right, it's paperwork, so it's like, yes, they should have had them in early, but that is literally, you can't play a guy if the paperwork's not correct, right, or else you're going to be getting, shafted in some way or form. But for the big Nero, the guy we brought in for Feyenoord, he's not fit enough. I don't care if he's not fit enough, man. He needs to be getting fired in. We need to be getting better at this to actually make sure that our players are ready. He's not fit enough. Oh, we need to ease him. See this ease in pish, man. See if I'm talking about a game where Rangers didn't try enough tomorrow, or they just bottled it, they didn't step up to task. I'll be disgusted, right? I absolutely will be. But in terms of those two, I called it yesterday. I said none of those two would start or even feature. They wouldn't even be a part of the 18. And I was right. In terms of Yanis Hadji, he won't be a part of the 18. Come on. Has cut all ties with him. I think that's going to come back to bite Philip Clement in the arse. I think that's what's going to happen because I tell you what, Tom Lawrence is the only number 10. Bajrami is a number 10, so they're the only two going forward. But, say an injury gets picked up there, that leaves you one because you've got Yanis Hadji. Looks like Yanis Hadji's contract's going to get ripped up, right? Which puts us in panic mode because is it going to get ripped up? Are we going to make any money? There's talking of going to Turkey. Their window doesn't close to the 18th. I mean, you're looking at the real possibility. Cantwell, Wright, Hadji, losing those three players, right? And say you want about Scott Wright. The fact of the reality is this, man. The guy was a starter this season until he gets sold. Cantwell was our most creative player last season. Hadji is our most creative player for me right now. It's like you're going to be losing those three players for about 800 grand combined. It's a joke. I honestly do not understand ripping this contract up. See when Big Phil will cry wolf, right, in November time, oh, the transfers, I didn't get the backing. Well, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You didn't get the backing. But you had a player, an international, with actual quality on your bench. And, well, not even on your bench. He's not allowed on the bench. In your B team, he was there to pick him. What did you do? You fed him to the Wolves, son. So I'm not having any of this, oh, I wasn't backed. You can go into the B team. You can go in, pick out Yanis Hadji and co. Reality is, we've picked the same team against Celtic pretty much under every Clement game, right? You've seen Tom Lawrence just get absolutely ragdolled in the midfield. It's like playing with 10 men. Tavernier, I've said it a million times, Maida rides him like a donkey. If those two start, right, and I think Tavernier's going to start, I think there is the real possibility that he won't start Tom Lawrence. I would say that's about 50-50, but James Tavernier's a certainty to start, right? There's just no way that James Tavernier does not start that game tomorrow. So as much as I can cry here and be like, Tav this, Tav that, Maida that, he's going to start, right? There's no two ways about it. He is definitely starting. Indeed, would you rather James Tavernier start? Because if you play Sterling at right back, then that probably guarantees that Tom Lawrence will play in the cam position. But yeah, Rangers injuries. Balogun, he went off with a neck injury, of course, against Ross County last week. Raskin, Proper, Cortez and Yilmaz, they are battling to regain fitness, so they probably won't be involved. As for Big Nero, it says he could be involved, but the reality is he will probably not be. It will be bench at best for that guy. And as I said earlier, Bajrami, his clearance is not it's just not happening. It's been delayed. So in terms of starting 11, this is not what I would go for. This is what will happen. It will be Butland. It will be Yefty. It will be John Suter. And I'm going to assume it's going to be Proper. It's a race against time, but it's going to have to be Robin Proper. Then you've got James Tavernier on the right. In the midfield, I think he is going to go with Sterling. I think he's going to go with Sterling, Diamonde, Barron, Tierney, Matondo, Dessers. Is that a team that's going to beat Celtic? I pray to God it is. I really, really hope so it is. But, everything is just so negative right now. James Forrest, though, let's move into Celtic. He will be making his 500th appearance. You can just hear Ian Crocker saying, James Forrest on his 500th appearance for Celtic puts Rangers to the sword. You can imagine that. You've also got the potential of Celtic giving debuts to Alex Valley, Arnie Angels, Austin Trusty, and Luke McCarron. So Celtic signed the four of them within the last couple of days. Literally signed three of them yesterday, right? And there's the possibility that they could all be making their debuts and making a big part to play tomorrow. While Rangers, on the other hand, oh, we don't know if we want to give Kaz and Weirjo his debut or Bajrami. We couldn't get the paper through working time. It's no good enough, man. You know, not only have they smoked us in the transfer department with their signings, they're actually ready to play this game. It's a mess. Carter Vickers, he is fit. He did miss trading on Friday. I'm praying, man. I'm praying that Carter Vickers is somehow going to miss this game. But here, it's no excuse. Last season, what did we see? Liam Scales, Lager Bielka, Naroki, they played a few games with no Carter Vickers, and you know what? They still beat us 1-0. There is no excuse for Clement anymore. Yes, Celtic are heavy favourites. Rangers are massive underdogs. There's no question about that. Last season, though, yeah, the first game was Bale. We were the favourites. And a few games under Clement, we were favourites / it was close enough with injuries and other circumstances at plays. Maybe when it's stacked against us, maybe that's when we're going to turn up. I can only pray that we're going to turn up. But if I'm sitting here talking about the same problems that I talked about last season, I'm going to go fucking apeshit. I'm not going to happy clap. Oh, we only get beat 2-1. Brilliant. We expect it 4-0. There'll be none of that, right? But I tell you what, I'm not predicting a win. I'm not predicting a loss. I'm predicting 2 each. Cyril Dessers to get a brace. I don't know how we're going to sneak a draw. We're going to get it, but man, we need something. If we go 5 points behind at this stage, you can begin to kiss goodbye to a league. Forget about the quality of the teams, man, for 1 second. 5 points, 1st of September, is a mammoth gap, right? And it's not just 5 points to Celtic, by the way. It's 5 points to Aberdeen. They're looking pretty good right now. So, get a draw, get a win. That could do massive things for this season. That could put us on our way to great things. Lose convincingly, get scudded, and this could be one of the worst seasons in recent memory, and Philip Clement could get sacked before the next Old Firm game. It really is on a knife edge that way. I hope it's a positive result tomorrow, and I'm not going to be doing jumping jacks if we get a draw tomorrow. At the end of the day, we need to be beating Celtic. We need to actually step up for once and put them to the sword, but the reality is a draw would be a good result considering how bad we've been. 2 wins at the last 15 Old Firms. It's disgusting to even say that out loud, but that's what we're dealing with. But apparently, if you disagree with it, you're too negative. You're a negative Nancy and all that. But we're going 2 each. Dessers to get 2 goals. I'm praying for a win, but I'll take a draw. Till next time, peace.